Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Bone Podcast. We got a banger, an absolute banger ahead of us today. We're discussing Blast's latest announcement, and TGE confirmed there's an airdrop coming, and it's coming real fast. We're also going to be discussing the base season heating up. We're going to get in the trenches of base, just like we did runes yesterday. We're going to get right in there with base, find out some meme coins to buy with Brett ripping to a $1.4 billion market cap. We're also going to be breaking down a little bit more on Iggy Azalea just absolutely refusing to slow down as of this morning, up to a $180 million market cap, and where it could go from here. Easy, we're going to talk about Polygon in just a second, but I want to do a fit check real quick with Signal. Signal, what do you think of these jorts? Real quick. What do you think?
Oh, I'm liking. Do you know what? When I saw the group shot, I was like, Clemente has the best legs in the group. You do. You have the best legs in the group. It's sexy. You got some sexy legs there. I'm liking it, man. You're rocking it for summer. You look good. You just need the OBAtors and then you're good to go.
Easy. Have you worn the jorts since we went to
Still in the suitcase. Still in the suitcase. Right next to the boots that I spent $700 on. Yeah, right in there. Right next to the two shirts I spent $300 on. Right next to the pair of pants I bought and the jorts. Yeah, no, it was great. It's great.
But cowboy boots are a thing. Like, easy. You just need to get an outfit. Like, just get an outfit, put it in your head together. You can still rock the boots outside of the Windy City. Like, for sure.
You say this, but like, do I want to? Like, do I want to?
I don't know, man. I think cowboy boots are in. The thing is, like, you're waiting for a celebrity to do it, and then you're going to take them out. You need to be ahead of the celebrity trend and just start wearing them. I reckon you can pull them off.
They just don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, no, it's actually tough. I'm just starting to get feeling back in my big toe. Actually,
this is what women go through when we're wearing stilettos. This is
I got a newfound respect. I got a newfound respect because my heels are still swollen, so I'm still like 2 to 3 inches taller, just purely because my heels are swollen from the boots. They've conformed to the heel on the boot. Like I'm now like 6'3" because my heels are so swollen. It's just well worth the money. Eternal pain and suffering for a couple likes on Twitter. Woo!
Yeah, it was worth it. Oh wait,
worth it.
Worth it, but keep it. No, you know what? I reckon we should bring them back. Bring it back, and we'll discuss fashion later. I've got ideas for you.
Okay.
I'll swap. You told me how to LP. I'll tell you how to put the cowboy boots together.
I got you. I dropped a banger of a 15-minute video, full details on every chain. Every chain from Sol, ETH, Base Blast, Uniswap Thruster, Meteor. We're using Meteor on Solana now. We're doing a little differently over here.
Boom. I'm gonna pin this up top. Easy. I got you, man. Go check it out.
Queen.
Yeah. And real quick, someone asked before I have to address this. This is the most insane thing. I hate meme coins. Someone asked, no futuristic, is Blast Bus dead? In your opinion, these guys won this jackpot. I was talking about it. I was excited about him. And then as of yesterday, someone was like, hey, I just found this. And if you check Blast Scan, this wallet that you guys sent to 20 million or 2 million tokens to just sold everything. Is this you guys? And they're like, oh, yeah, we had to secure funds. What the hell does that mean? And they are. This is the worst chart I've ever seen in my life.
So they were just like, yeah, no, price went up, so we dumped on you guys. We had to.
Exactly what happened, dude. I had like a bag worth like $700 yesterday or 2 days ago. Now it's worth probably
$1,
150.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's just terrible. It's
like my yield bags, dude.
All right, now everyone's saying this is the Blast show. No, all right, we're not gonna talk about Blastin, jackass. All right. Before we kick off the show, I want to give as part of our content partnership with Polygon Easy. I was very interested in this Toposware acquisition. Can you break it down very quickly for people that might not be familiar with what happened?
Yeah, so real quick, hyper speed right now. Toposware developed a Type 1 ZK EVM. So it was like the EVM software that is ZK EVM is that roll-up software for L2s and things like that across Ethereum and EVM-based chains that makes it more streamlined, faster to use, faster to interact with, and significantly cheaper fees. So Toposware was the one that helped develop the Type 1 and are pioneers and innovators across ZK innovation and technology, which is kind of what they outlined here. It means that they've been building on top of this for an extended period of time, and now that Polygon's acquired their team, it gives them significantly more resources to help continue to scale their own ZK EVM for the blockchain. So like the ag layer is the big thing where they can aggregate a variety of different blockchains into one location, all underneath ZK rollups, which are ways for different blockchains to be significantly more affordable, abstract the user layer, make it as seamless as possible. Also, the Polygon CDK is going to have faster updates, faster growth and development. So what that means is the ability to plug and play this and be able to actually bring this to life for new brands, new organizations, and more. So long story short, they acquired a dev shop, the best dev shop that's been building this stuff and making it significantly smoother and easier now for development across the entire chain.
Love it. Fantastic. And I can bet you that these devs are not French. These guys are top notch. They might even be Chilean. These guys are
no, if they were Chilean, I'd fade it for sure. For sure. Peruvian, maybe. Peruvian, we could get interested on. No, I'm pushing the buttons there.
They're not bad. They're not bad. Brazilian devs are not bad as well. Mexican devs also solid.
Honduran devs.
Honduran devs, 5 out of 10. What you don't want, the worst devs possible, maybe worse than French or Argentinian.
Belizean. Oh,
okay. Argentinian. You want nothing to do with them. Argentinian devs, stay away from them. But yeah, that's your Latin America 101 here. That's the segment for today. Let's kick off the show. Actually, before we do, real quick, we're doing a Nifty Island stream today at 12 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss out. It's going to be very fun. We got Easy, myself, Ray, our quant with glasses. We're going to be debuting Bodago's Island. I'm very excited about this. We got yachts in there. We got movie theaters, pools. It's
golf course.
Badass. We just watched it yesterday. But yeah, go check it out. We're going to be doing, there's also a Blitz quest happening today. So if you go participate, you play in some of these mini games with us and you get a certain amount of points, you get entered to win a bunch of stuff like legendary palms, pistols, and blooms for the upcoming island token airdrop. So we're super excited about them. They're a big partner of ours, and we're going to be doing some fun stuff with them today and the coming weeks. So if you don't have a Nifty Island downloaded, go download it at niftyisland.com. Let's get this show on the road. We got a bunch to cover. Signal, take it away with the weather report whenever you're ready.
Absolutely. Commentate. It's Thursday. It's June 6th. At ETH market volume is coming at 12.5 million. Solana at 2.8 and ordinals at 2 million. Onto the market leaders, and Ethereum nouns are up almost 20% to 5.9 ETH. Over on Blastopians are up 10% to 0.1 ETH. That's good for Nick. And Blastin Pepes was a cucurino yesterday. It did 2x, and the mint price is at 0.14 ETH. Over on Solano, Clanos, they haven't stopped. They've run up to 16 Sol. And then finally, over on ordinals, the Bitcoin puppets, they dropped a bit down to 0.18 BTC. On the crypto roundup, the majors are slightly up on the back of another solid day of Bitcoin ETF inflows. We got Bitcoin at 71,150, Ethereum at 3,850, just trying to get to 4K, and Solana is $173. Over on the meme coin side of things, well, you got GME, both ETH on the Sol side, AMC and Kitty, they're all up 20% in gains. Brett over on Base continues its surge to a new all-time high, up 25% to 1.4 billion market cap. Over the past 24 hours, top 3 stories. Well, firstly, Van Eck released a spreadsheet with their 2030 Ethereum price targets. They are bullish. Their bear case for the ETH is going to be hitting 22K in 6 years' time. They also released a bull case of 154K and a bear case of 360K. Who's making those numbers over there? Secondly, Blast announced logistics ahead of their June 26 TGE, including confirming a final gold distribution, as well as June 25th deadline for all the dApps to give out their gold. A new Blast Points multiplier also went live yesterday and unlocked gains for Wolfgang, Cambria, a Super Sushi Samurai, and Captain and Company. And then lastly, Asia has woken up because Bybit, the third largest offshore crypto exchange, opened registration to mainland China users. They previously withdrew their Hong Kong application as this would prevent them from doing business in mainland China. And it is speculated that there are tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of Chinese users already on the platform. That is all for the weather report. It is back to you folks in the studio.
Boom. Fantastic weather report, Signal. Real quick, before we get into the newsletter stories. So Van Eck's bull, so this is their kind of analysis Of course, the bankless people. Why so bearish? Get out of here. Get out of here. I guess that's a 2030 ETH price. So target of 22,000, but that's a bear case. Their bull case is $154,000. Interesting. And what is this analysis that they're doing here?
Very interesting.
Estimated revenue 2030 in the millions. Global tax rate on crypto. What the hell does that mean? Easy. Did you look at this at all?
No, did not.
Okay.
Yeah, did not really look at it too much. I did see their bull case, $154,000 is.
They're smoking. They're smoking over there for their clients. Then the narrative, like they've come up with a good narrative in terms of what ETH is, but those numbers, they are smoking to get those clients in there. They'll be like, stay in here 6 years, 154K minimum in 6 years.
These guys know how to pump their bags, right? When they give, but when they give price,
when I pump my bag, I'm a pump and dump scam influencer. When Van Eck pumps their bag, it's oh yeah, we got a bull case by the big wigs, the TradFi money in the long-term investors. Yeah, okay, all right.
The institutions are here, but
the institutional capital. But when I share a $3,000 market cap meme coin on the timeline, I'm just trying to find exit liquidity. All right, okay.
Double standards are crazy. They are absolutely crazy, but we're going to get into some stories from the newsletter. I'm going to rip through these. The very first story, we got Nansen. Nansen AI has announced that they are now live on Blast. So you can research tokens, analyze addresses, and more on their platform. Very interesting stuff. I'm going to be diving into that. Next story, easy. I'm very curious to get your thoughts on this if you have any. But Solana liquid restaking protocol Sanctum has announced the cloud tokenomics with 30% allocated to the community. Are you interested in this at all? What is this?
Yeah, so Sanctum's a way to stake your liquid stake tokens. They had a game going on where you could like get monsters and this other stuff that was going on. A lot of people were playing this and trying to farm it. It became a whales game a little bit late into it, but the tokenomics for this are real good. 30% of the community is really strong. Team at 20%, obviously, hoping for some decent investing there so that they don't dump on us. Investors, that's okay. Overall, though, I like this. So they're doing it on the LFG launchpad. I'm hoping that could be a nice rebound here for LFG for sure, because we've seen some hits and misses recently from the LFG launchpad by Jupiter. But I like this. I'm a big fan of what Sanctum's done. I think that this token is one of those ones from like an airdrop farming standpoint that could give some life back to the airdrop farming meta and get people excited again. You know, it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit of time.
Was this in the voting for the LFG launchpad? Do you know?
I believe so.
I completely forgot to vote, which isn't great. So 25% seems like a lot. No, what you're saying is as long as it's vested over a long period of time, it's not terrible.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that. Like, It's not the end of the world. Like, I think that there's much worse scenarios. I think the community at 30% and the launch airdrop at 10%, 40% of the token is essentially reserved for people using the ecosystem, which I like. Like, the team getting 25%, hopefully it's, like I said, over a long enough timeline, because that could give them some level of vested interest to not just dump it a la Bus on Blast.
Yep, exactly. Initial circulating supply will be 180 mil. Okay, they just wrote out an MLA citation essay on this. Holy. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually one of the better ones too. And so many people don't read these, but I think that they actually did a good job sharing this and being like, yeah, here's what's going on, guys. Here's down to the nitty gritty, the wire. Here's exactly what's happening.
I like it. All right. Well, we'll be watching this as it gets closer to TGE. Next story from our newsletter, we got Robinhood acquiring Bitstamp. Very interesting. What is this? So we got
very
Robinhood,
interesting. One of the oldest exchanges. Okay. Yeah, one of the oldest ones.
Robinhood is just getting back into crypto after what? Did they make everyone literally sell their Solana when we were
$18? Yeah, the day we minted the dogs.
Hey, Robinhood's coming back crawling, and we're just like, hey, yeah. Absolutely. Let's go Robinhood. Very interesting to see how fast things switch around. This one was funny. Jim Cramer asked Gary Gensler whether or not there should be a bonk ETF. I think he threw in a bunch of different ones in there as well, saying they're doing millions of trading volume. And then Gary Gensler was basically like saying that the disclosures were off and that you don't dump on your customers and all that stuff. But it was an interesting little Jim Cramer's got our back. He's trying to pump our bags. I don't know if I can. I think I can share this. Okay. Iggy Azalea responded to Vitalik Buterin with a nice gif here after Vitalik was talking smack about celebrity meme coin, saying he was just hangry, and it is her breastfeeding him. Got 800,000 views. Let's get into actually Mother on Soul. Do any of you guys have exposure to this? It's up to $185 million market cap.
Nope. I do not. I wish I did.
I bought a tiny sum. Yeah. I'm late to it. I'm way too late. But after I saw that meme with the Vitalik, is when I bought it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give her credit for this because she's actually, whoever's doing her memes. It might not be her. So whoever's doing it is super funny. So I don't know. Like she's doing a good job. You can't really fade what she's done so far. That's the thing. And I don't know how far this goes, but I don't really want to sit on the sidelines and keep seeing it go up.
I'm very curious to see how Thread Guy's interview with her. That was
also Iggy Azalea's birthday tomorrow.
Really?
Yep. You got to get into the trenches, dude. You got to learn about these things. What's the dog's name? When's the birthday? All the good stuff. Like if you're not working for your bags, are you really working? You know?
Right. So with Iggy, oh my God. Yeah. No, I sold my bag at $8 million. I woke up last week and I read a
20x on the table.
Yeah. Someone was talking about how the devs sold a bunch and that this thing was a rug. So I sold at 8 mil, literally the almost peak of bottom. So that's a tough one for the kid. I think our quant also had a nice little bag that he may have forgotten about that he sold. But look, Iggy is absolutely, so is 500 mil just programmed at this rate? Look at this. This is just, look at the channel here. Very good stuff. Very good stuff.
You're not sharing your screen. You're not sharing your screen.
Oh,
I also do think that we'll see more people come, like more celebrities come in. And so even like anyone who's missed this, I still think that if another attractive Iggy lookalike who is, you know, like a decent enough celebrity whose career is not down the drain comes in, that this could follow a similar trajectory if they actually execute like she's been executing. It's not just because they're hot and come in that the coin's going to go up. Whoever she's working with, I think she said it's her brother who's in crypto. Whoever she's been working with has clearly been advising her and is clearly in the trenches. So you need like that kind of similar execution with that kind of face and with that kind of ass. Put that all together and you have a trifecta for another meme coin to do well.
So I have some meme coins I want to throw at you, Signal, that you would tell me if this is in the same caliber of maybe Iggy.
Is it celebrity?
Yeah. You know, Demi Lovato. Pumping?
The TikToker. No.
Okay.
No,
next
who's
one.
Demi? Next one. I don't know who she is.
You don't know who Demi Lovato is?
No, I don't know who that is.
A singer, had a mild heroin issue. Overdosed once or twice. Yeah.
No. Next one. Next one.
Greeny says, all right, this is the most insane. All right, Anne Hathaway. No, not the same.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Ticker 25.
Banger. 100%.
Yeah, at least 25 mil market cap, not $1 more.
I forget. Signal is not in the United States, so these are all like American.
Oh, Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. Okay, yeah, we gotta throw.
Yeah,
we gotta go British here. Ed Sheeran.
British.
Okay,
James Corden.
Okay. Yeah, ticker backseat. Yep. Yeah. Ticker backseat. Yeah, I like that one. The Spice Girls.
Yeah, one of them. Like if Posh dropped one, it would do well. The others, like, not so well.
What's that one? Oh God, this is gonna drive me crazy. What's that? What? Yeah, Mel B. What if Mel B dropped the ticker?
No. Her career's her career's in the dumpster. You need somebody who isn't like I don't want to call them grifters, but you need somebody who's doing well with their career or has maybe pivoted out of music a little bit, so it's not 100% in their time, but is still doing well. You can't be having people who are, I'm in crypto because I need to make money.
Iggy Azalea hasn't dropped. She had 3 hit songs. Fancy was her hit song. That was 10 years ago.
She hasn't done any music in a year. Don't forget she writes as well. So you don't know who she's writing for. She might not just be writing for herself, but then she's also an entrepreneur at the same time. So that's why I kind of put her in a different class.
Very interesting.
All right. Last one. Actually, someone said Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa would not drop a meme coin, guys. As much as I want, I would ape that. I would, dude. I would put my life savings into Dua Lipa if I'm being 100% transparent with you all. Okay. Anyway,
I'm
all right.
waiting for Sydney Sweeney. I'm like, I really am. I'm waiting for Sydney Sweeney $ rack.
Yeah.
$ rack is wild. All right, I like this little rating celebrity meme coins is funny. Okay, next, so let's get into the show. I want to very quickly look. I'm going to talk about Blast, whether you like it or not. Oh, Clemente talking about Blast once again, pumping his bags. If Van Eck can do it, so can I. But what I do want to talk about real quick is, so they did a TGE update. There's one more gold distribution happening before TGE on 26. All gold must be distributed by dApps by June 25th. So people are going to have to get some pep on their steps, these dApps, to get this gold distributed. Pacman also threw in that there's something planned for yet to be launched dApps after TGE. That's the biggest thing I'm watching for, is how can he maintain activity on Blast, if not get more people on here. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit nervous. I have a lot of Blast exposure, as you guys probably all know, and I don't know, Easy, if you're planning on selling anything to try to get some ETH before TGE. I'm very curious how you're thinking about it. The consensus seems to be a lot of people wanting to sell their Blast exposure before the TGE, which I think might not be the right move, actually, because if we see Blur Season 2 play out, I think we see a pump on Blast after. But I don't know. How are you guys thinking about it? We'll touch on this real quick, and then I want to ask you about LPing on Thruster.
I mean, I'm holding it. I'm holding strong. Like, there's no reason for me to sell any of this, in my opinion, you know? And that's kind of where my head's at. Like, why would I sell? I think Pacmoon's going to have some plan, some attack plan here to continue to get people to not want to leave the ecosystem.
Got it. And you know what's interesting is there's the other side of it. The bull case for something like Pacmoon is that we see Blast profits actually just roll into, like, the multi-billion-dollar airdrop. Some of it actually gets rolled into buying more Pacmoon if people are bullish on it, right?
That's the hope. That's the hope.
I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. If I said I wasn't nervous, I would be lying, because I just have a lot of Blast exposure, and there's going to be some volatility in the next 3 weeks. I hope I have the balls to just hold the line and ride this with you guys, but it's gonna be choppy. A Signal, anything to add?
I'm really nervous about that 25th deadline and gold being given out, because there have been certain dApps, and I'm not going to name them, District 1, who really took a long time to give out gold, like a really long time to give out gold. And then there's been other dApps like, I don't know, Blaster, who unfortunately got seriously punished, but they give out their gold like almost on a 24-hour basis. They're really, really fast. And so I'm concerned there's going to be certain apps where people are putting a lot of time, and these teams previously have not had a track record of giving out gold like on a timely basis. And we're going to get to the 25th, and there's going to be some sorry ass excuse from the team why they haven't given it out. That's my biggest concern right now. And they should just get banned to like Optimism or something, just kicked off the Blast platform, never to be seen again in season 2. But yeah, I mean, and you know, but there is still enough time for people to accumulate gold on the good apps.
Yeah. I'm still unfortunately just obsessing with Fantasy Top and just praying that that's my breakout, and I think I have some advantage in there because I'm just so obsessed with it right now to a fault, because nothing's going on with the French devs. Wouldn't happen if they were Peruvian. Dude, if the Peruvian devs were in charge of Fantasy Top, there would be 8 tournaments out right now, and my bags would be up 10x. The only other thing I want to talk about, actually, as far as Blast goes, Blastin Pepes was interesting. They got up to a $5.2 million market cap, arguably the biggest launch or the best launch that we've seen of a token on Blast, maybe since like Pacmoon or Fantasy Top. Obviously, the holder count is smaller, but this did a 2x, and it's a 404 token. So you can kind of rotate between the two of whether you want the NFT or the tokens. Not bad at all. And I think this is the consensus next pick for Blast Jackpot. Signal, do you have any exposure to Blastin Pepes at all?
Yeah, I had the allow list for it and I minted it. It was a complete no-brainer. Your mint is like refundable. So worst case is you get back what you put in, and best case is that it did what it did. And then on top of this, yeah, blast jackpot. So even if the price does go down, again, you get back your the minimum, I think it was 0.069 yesterday. But I'm interested to see like where this goes. It's it's coming from the Wasabi team as well. Obviously, you can stake it and earn gold, but I'm interested to see where they take this as an idea. I know, Easy, you've been really bullish on the 404 narrative. This is the first time we're seeing it. It's also the first 10K to sell out. Their whole approach, their execution, their marketing, their partnerships so far has been seamless. So I'm excited to see where this one goes, and I do think potentially they're going to win jackpot as well this month.
I think so too. I think like we've seen more of the newer stuff win it, and the fact that this is a token and an NFT is really interesting to me. I think that's probably why I'm like, okay, this one probably has the most potential for the next jackpot. Yeah, we got a lot coming up on the horizon here where I'm like, the other thing is when you look at it, it's like they have to give out a ton of gold, like doesn't that mean that this jackpot basically has to be depleted by the 25th? Like, what if it's not?
2 million gold is not a small amount to give out via jackpots. 2.4.
If it's not depleted, that means I imagine the team are going to roll some of it into season 2, because I don't see the whole gold concept going away post TGE. So potentially that could be an idea if they don't deplete all the gold. But I imagine that they want to give out all the gold in order to incentivize everyone who's in the ecosystem right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, Easy, I want to get into LPing with you actually later on in the show. What I want to get into now is similar to what we did yesterday. I had a very pleasant experience with runes, with getting in the trenches, getting your feet wet. I think we need to do more of that. I think we need to explore these ecosystems head on. And what I want to talk about today is I want to get down and dirty with base. Brett is up to a 1.4 billion. Why do you make that? I was expecting you guys to get excited, and both you guys are like, what? Okay, hear me out. There has to be some reason why I'm looking at. So I went through the base meme coins today with our quant Ray, and there are so many that are above 100 million. These guys are straight crushing it. This base liquidity is absolutely absurd. I don't know. So I'm looking at, let's look at Brett real quick. $1.4 billion market cap. There's some magic on base that you can't fade. I have literally zero exposure to base, and I hate myself for it. And then you have DGen at 300 million. Like, what are we talking about here, guys? Toshi, Brian Armstrong's cat, 180 million. I don't think this is a good meme at all. This is a terrible meme.
Bad meme.
It's absolutely ripping. So what's going on here, Easy? Do you have any meme coin exposure here on base?
I have none on base, dude. Literally a zero. We watched Normie get exploited. I'm good. Like, soul meme coins are just significantly more fun still. There's zero reason for me to chase after base right now.
Who's on here? Who's on here?
No one really knows. But people are, clearly.
I'm so confused by this, because
but this does make sense. Why? Because do you remember when Solana had a bit of a quiet period? I want to say like 2-3 months ago, because I do know quite a few people who do meme coins on base. I remember when Solana had like a quiet period, everyone went over to base because that's when the action was happening. And then that activity stayed there. And then Solana came back as well as ETH coming back around the same time. So I'm not surprised that they have this kind of attention. What's interesting to me here is that when you look at the best performing sort of meme coin ecosystem in the top 10 chains, as Clemente was saying, base is up there. Like, base is basically up there with Solana, I would say. And I think, like, say the Blast ecosystem was to fade away after season 2, I think we see that hot money that you were talking about on Tuesday, Clemente, that money that just like it just circulates like locusts, just jumps from one ecosystem to the other. I can see that hot money going over to base as an alternative to, hey, there's nothing else to do this summer, we should be doing meme coins, and that attention gets split over Solana and base.
What I'll say, I agree on that. I used base for the first time for that board Elon stream that we were doing to play. It's on Farcaster, so I got on Farcaster, and it was easy to use. I will give them that, but I mean, the fact that these tokens are ripping so much, like I compare it to Solana, and I'm just like, I would way rather just be on Solana. I guess the argument is retail, right? People are saying that retail is going to be buying these because of the connection to Coinbase, but goddamn, like we never see people getting on the people like the YouTube comments are never like, hey guys, hey, check out these base meme coins, guys. Don't fade them. Don't fade them. Runes is there. Solana meme coins is there, but I never see someone getting fired up. And you guys' reaction to it, actually, maybe I should get into it more. Okay, I have some meme coins I do want to throw at you guys. See what you think. What do you think about? So we have Brett, right? You have Brett at 1.4 million. What do you guys think of CHRETT? This is Chinese.
What is CHRETT?
Chinese bread. It just launched. Should we ape into this thing? Check this out. Or am I just getting am I exit liquidity here? $1.6 million
exit liquidity. You're probably exit liquidity.
What do we think about CHRETT? No? Any excitement here for
no.
Okay.
No.
All right. Signal anything?
So I'm guessing this is off the back of the news. So this just newly launched. So this must be off the back of the news that we had in the weather report about Bybit. I'm guessing this is basically that trend. Yeah, I'm not too.
All right. No, this is.
On this
I don't like it. I don't like it. People aren't excited.
Why this one, dude?
I'm looking, guys. I'm getting in the trenches here. I'm exploring. I'm getting familiar with the culture. I'm not saying it's perfect, right? You guys ready for the next one? USA. Apparently, this is a community takeover that's happening. Easy. I'm pretty sure you and I talked to them at Consensus that these guys are
really?
doing merch and they're taking some of the revenue and giving it away to veterans. USA.
Oh yeah, we did talk to them.
At 7 million is kind of interesting. No.
Okay.
I
think it's a little interesting. It's a little interesting.
More interesting than Chinese Brett?
Way more interesting than Chinese Brett, brother.
Boom. Okay. I actually might buy some of this.
Way more interesting than Chinese Brett.
7 million. Okay, so I'm gonna get these mental numbers snapshotted. So we got Chinese Brett at 1.7 million. We're not buying. USA at $7 million. We're interested in it. Last one I want to throw at you guys. Boomer.
I like Boomer.
Boomer on base. These guys were also a Consensus. They were working for their bags. They were talking to us, I think, about getting boomers on base, like explaining meme coins to old people because they have a high disposable income. Any thoughts on Boomer? Out of the three, which one do you guys like the most?
I like this chart best. I like this chart out of the three.
Same. Boomer
wins. Even
yeah,
the comments, dude. I actually think so. My theory is that just by going off the commenters and what you guys say, I could make some profit here. Just it's the gut. You got to go. So Boomer out of the three, people are excited about this one. Okay, let's go. I'm buying this one. I'm going on Boomer. Okay, interesting. Last thing I want to talk about on base, as I'm getting in the thick of it, base punks are at a 0.14 ETH floor. Who's buying base NFTs or 0.17? Easy. Have you bought any base NFTs
no,
ever?
Dude, weren't these things like one? Yeah, I had some base NFTs. Weren't these things 1 ETH?
No, I think they went up to like 0.3 something, but I'm pretty sure the founder is also did Blast Toads. If you remember Blast Toads,
yes.
They came out recently. They like floor price, basically the day they came out, that was their all-time high. So they ran from like 0.02 up to around 0.12. It's a game, but the floor price has come down quite a lot. Interesting to see base punks have held 0.17 and they've been out a lot longer. Oof, even lower on the base toads, Blast Toads.
But I think these are the ones that lost the game because I saw a sale for 0.0265. So I think they're still slightly at mint price.
Yeah,
I haven't got. There's not much appetite. Like I feel like with the NFT narrative, when it does come back, I feel like where we'll see liquidity will be over on ordinals and over on Sol. That's where I see, and I think ordinals will have the highest amount of liquidity when the narrative comes back. Not sure about base for NFTs. I'll stick to the meme coins for that one.
Yeah. Speaking of meme coins, really quick on runes, easy. I have to give you some props. Mr. Yen, Japanese businessman, is a fantastic ticker. These guys know how to do it. Did you see that video they made of you?
Yeah, dude, they're fans. Dude, I'm just telling you. Listen, people tell me I'm fading runes, but like your boy found the good one, Mr. Yen, Japanese businessman. He's a good guy.
Signal.
He's an honest, hard worker.
You might have to get some where is he? You might have to get some exposure to this signal. We bought some of Mr. Yen Japanese businessman. Hey, we're up 10% on the day or 8% on the day. Let's go.
I love the way that ticker appears. Did you see that? I just love the way it goes from like the Japanese characters into Mr. Yen Japanese business.
It's amazing.
I'd buy it just for that. No, I have no exposure to this. When did you get in?
Yesterday, signal. We bought it at like this price, basically. 8 million market cap. I think it could go higher. I don't know, and I don't want to pump it. I have a very small bag of this thing that I bought, but it has been fun getting into the thick of this a little bit more on Runes. Hey, Runes, maybe we owe you an apology. Maybe we were unfamiliar with your game. Easy's been getting into it a little bit more, but is it time we just pivot into Runes? Get back into it.
I don't know. We got into it yesterday. I'm good after that. I'm good. I'm still waiting for my transactions to process from yesterday. We're only on like hour 36, and I used fast gas.
All right. Okay, so Easy. I want to get into the LPing on I believe it's Thruster, because I saw you tweet about it. You've talked to me about it. You dropped a video on it recently as well on YouTube. Can you give us a quick rundown on how you're making $200 a day LPing Pacmoon on Blast? Kind of a very quick rundown, maybe even a tutorial. Maybe share your screen if you're up for it. But I'll let you take it away.
Clint, how about you share your screen and we're going to walk you through how to do this?
The only problem is I'm not in Portugal.
Oh, okay. Let me make sure
That's the only problem.
Took a flight. Make sure I took a flight. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay. Awesome. Let it load real quick here. So I mean, the main thing,
Mr. Yellow, while you're on it, Mr. Yellow, while you're pulling it up, Mr. Yellow saying I'm shilling my bags. If Van Eck can do it, I'm doing it. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn anymore. I'm gonna say what I like. I'm gonna say what I like and I don't like, and if I have it, who cares? Easy, take it away.
Yeah, so we're sharing the screen here. Let me connect the wallet. So you can see I have my Pacmoon position open. If you want to share my screen,
can you zoom in a little bit? And by the way, this segment is learning with Easy. And maybe
so the main thing here you got to do, first and foremost, you need to pick up some Pacmoon. So I have very minimal because it's all tucked away at the moment. But we'll start a new position just to show people. So I'm gonna throw $200 in right now because I got 0.12. So it's got to be a WETH pair because that's what Liquidity is provided in. WETH, not ETH. All right, WETH, not ETH. There's more volume on the WETH pair. For some reason, that's just what they do. So I'm going to swap 0.05 WETH for Pacmoon right now. We're gonna crank this bad boy up. The reason I'm not doing the whole thing is because you need an equal part of WETH as you do PAC to create a liquidity pair. We're creating two-sided. So we need WETH and PAC, right? So now I have 0.05 Pacmoon, which is about 900 PAC. On Thruster, you click that sweet portfolio page. It shows your liquidity pairs. Here's my existing one. I'm going to create a position.
So real quick, Easy. So when the LPing is basically, so when I go in and buy Pacmoon, right, and I give WETH or whatever to buy PAC, I'm using the people that are LPing are the ones that are helping me do this, create this this exchange, right?
Yes.
So you're providing the liquidity of when I give ETH or whatever it is, and I get PAC instead. The LPs are the ones that are giving me this the token exchange.
Yes. So as you go into an exchange to swap your ETH for Pacmoon, you're essentially buying that off of another person, a market maker in this case. So in this case, you're the house. You're the house.
Got it.
There is risk though. There is risk. So there's what's called impermanent loss. All right. Impermanent loss means if Pacmoon goes to 0, you're losing everything, all the money you put in, because you're going to end up with a full Pacmoon position. That's the issue. So you have to be conscious of that. It's why you also have to monitor the position, but we're going to pair WETH and PAC in this case. And you want to try to find the fee tier. There's 3 different fee tiers. Most people do the 0.3. 1%, you won't get nearly as much volume. There is still some, and you can see where other people have provided liquidity on this. So where it's concentrated versus not. 0.05%, very small. You won't get nearly as many fees. What does that mean?
What does a fee tier mean?
What percentage of the transaction you're taking? Most swaps sit in the 0.3%. We'll do a 1% though here. Maybe try to earn a little bit bigger bang for our buck on this one. All right. So now
if you do a higher fee, that just means a lower percentage of the transactions will actually go to you. Am I thinking about that correctly?
Yes, 1% of the transactions go to you.
Got it. But that means that if you have a 1% fee tier and someone is at like 0.3%, wouldn't they just want to go with that person instead? Or is it like, how am I thinking about this completely wrong?
Depends on the liquidity size. Depends on the liquidity size.
Oh, got it.
So if I'm
Makes
swapping like 100 ETH, there may not be enough in that fee tier to swap. I may have to use the 1%.
Got it. Okay. Sorry, keep going. And you're setting the price range now?
Yes. So now I can adjust how much 1 ETH is equivalent to in pack. So right now you're looking, and I actually want to do it 20%. So if it moves up 10%, I'm selling all my Pacmoon and going to end up with a full ETH position. If it moves down 10%, I'm selling all of my ETH for a full Pacmoon position. So you're actually buying and selling within this range. So if Pacmoon moves down or up 10%, that's where my position could change. If it stays within that 20% band, that's the main thing. That's where you just continue to print fees. So essentially, I want Pacmoon to stay within a 20% range, and you can adjust that. So this is a 5% on either side. 50% is huge. You get significantly less fees. You want your fees concentrated because that's where you get a better return because you're getting more of the volume in that range.
So easy. So a token like Pacmoon would be better to LP than say Mother because Mother's just been sending. So you'd be just falling out of range all the time, or So do you want to be in a stable meme coin, or do you want to be doing it with one
that's
that's
the tough part. It's
sending?
like if you're doing full sending, essentially what you want to do is one-sided, where it's like I'm buying a bunch of Mother and then selling it and just selling it, where I have very little ETH in it. And if its price goes up, you're essentially DCAing out. That's the big thing. I also like pairing with stables. So if I do like a pack USDC, I don't have to worry about the ETH price. That's the other thing is because right now we have 2 volatile assets.
Gotcha.
Right.
So like you can do stable positions. There's stuff like that you can get into.
So the pairing with stables is if you do it with USDB, right? USDB and PAC, it only when someone is exchanging with USDB are you actually providing liquidity.
Yes, you are. So you are still providing liquidity.
Oh, you're still providing liquidity. So if you're providing USDB and PAC and someone is using WETH, you're still providing liquidity there.
So it depends what they're buying it with. If they're buying it with stables, that's where you're getting that fee.
Okay, right.
Did I not submit that? Oops. Did I not submit that?
I don't think you did.
I didn't. Yeah. Okay.
Again,
so I want to do 1%. I like how much liquidity is present here. We're gonna max that out. Oh, that's ETH. That's why. Okay. I was like, oh god, where'd the funds go? WETH, Pacmoon, max it out. 0.02. We're providing $300 right now. Let's add that in range. Add. It's gonna pop up a thing. Now my MetaMask popped up saying you're sending all your money to this liquidity pool. And here we go. Now we're locked in. Transaction submitted.
And sorry, another question, easy. So you can do this obviously on Thruster, and then you got Hyperlock as well, where you can take your portfolio and put it on Hyperlock. Why would somebody do that?
So you earn additional points, and there's like rewards for that. Essentially, you're like staking it away. So if I were to go onto Hyperlock, I've actually stopped using Hyperlock right now because it's more concentrated liquidity. They basically pool all of it to try to get the most out of fees, which is one side of it. I mean, I did Hyperlock for like 2.5 weeks, and I got almost 400 gold for it. So not too bad. But I stopped doing it because the main thing I wanted to do was these gold rewards. So right now, if you pair a double-sided pool, you're getting gold for stables. And like I could deposit my 10K Pacmoon position right now, but I'm not going to just because there's no gold rewards. So I'd rather not stake it. But you can see Hyperlock's like one of the biggest things here. TVL 446. So they're getting a ton of fees.
And okay, so you're just going to keep it in the thruster pool, and then make sure that it doesn't fall out of range. So just one quick follow up: if it falls out of range, what do you do?
So what will actually happen there is you have to go and adjust it, so you can actually go and make a change on thruster here. So if it falls out of range, you'll notice these in ranges will say out of range, and what you can simply do is go into that, remove it, and then reallocate. So what that means is like you can go in and swap PAC for WETH, swap WETH for PAC back on this, and then go back in and create a new one.
Gotcha. Right.
So easy with if you can go back to thruster, with that amount that you put in.
Oh, oops. Sorry. I meant to share this screen.
Cool. So how much did you put in there?
Let's see. This has an 8K in it is what I started with. It's at about 8,800 right now. So my 8K makes me a little over $200 a day right now. So it's about a 2.5% daily APY. And a lot of people are like, yeah, but that's a huge risk. I'm just bullish on Pacmoon. And I think WETH prices go up too. I think both trend higher. So I'd rather continue to earn fees on top of 2 tokens I'm bullish on.
So the risk is you end up with your entire position. When someone says impermanent loss, what does that mean?
So if Pacmoon goes to 0, this WETH right here would be 0, and I'd have a massive Pacmoon position. And now that would be worth $0 because Pacmoon went to 0. I don't think that's going to happen, which is why I'm okay doing this level of liquidity. On meme coins like Mother, where there's much bigger inherent risk, a lot more volume, so way more fees, but you run the risk of, say, the dev pulling liquidity, the market going to 0. That's my big thing. Like, yeah, that's so someone even said, shout out Press in the comments. If you LP Pack and WETH and Pack dumps, you lose a ton of WETH, which is correct because you're essentially buying Pacmoon as it progresses down. So
But
that's the thing is like,
if you have a tight range, doesn't that minimize your risk, right?
no, because you still end up with a full Pacmoon position. So just because it's out of range in that way, you can still be losing value, but you're just now not gaining fees as it goes down.
Oh, okay.
So that's impermanent losses. You end up, or in the opposite side, say Pacmoon goes up to $200 per Pacmoon and WETH goes down to $1, which obviously I don't think is going to happen. Now you're stuck with a WETH position that's basically worthless and a Pacmoon position that would have been worth a ton. So this is just one way that I like to diversify when I have large positions in something. Like I hold a ton of Pacmoon and I'm not using my full Pacmoon bag for this at all. Like that's my main thing is like, I'd rather not deploy the entire capital. Where in that's like the other thing is like, because I can use this portion of it, it's great because I can continue to stack these. Like I've probably made about $2,000 on Pacmoon by just providing liquidity over the last month, which is great to me. Like I'm fine with it. And if you look at the actual Pacmoon chart, it has progressed higher. Yeah. So I only have 18 gold with this from this wallet just because it's the way there's so many more whales on Thruster. And I got in late, like after Thruster did their first 2 or 3 releases of it. So I haven't gotten a lot of gold from Thruster. For me, it's the big thing with me here is I don't really care about the gold. I'm purely doing this to get more Pacmoon. And what I also do is I don't add this Pacmoon position back to the LP. I don't compound it. I put it in a separate wallet to just continue to accrue Pacmoon. Like I'm not interested in continuing to stack on this LP and worry that eventually it'll fall out. I'm more interested in collecting these fees and putting them somewhere that I can continue to stack Pacmoon. So now I have additional Pacmoon rewards. And that's where I'm like, my whole thought process and goal here is to just get more of both Pac, WETH, while letting the position work for me. And for clarity, like this is about 10% of my total Pacmoon bag. I have like I said, a massive position in it. That's a little closer to like 6 figures with a Pacmoon because I think Pacmoon's programmed 250 cents. Like that's just where my head's at. And when I look at this chart on Pacmoon here, this to me, I'm like way more bullish on this price action. But the thing that I like the most about it is you can literally just trade a range. And that's where my head's at, is I'm looking in this range, this volatile range from 21 cents to 14 cents. And even that's like a 30% downward swing. So I'll just readjust. But as long as we trade in this channel, I want to continue to collect as many fees as possible on that channel. If we break out, I'm most likely going to stop providing LP until we consolidate again. Like if you just provide LP in like ranges, that's where you can make a great bang for your buck. Like even here, you could have literally printed for almost all of April just on fees. And
so
now the same's been going for all of May.
You like low volatility, basically, is when you
you want low volatility, high volume. And that's like another thing. In my video, I actually did a pool for Brett. Like that was my big thing here. And let me change this over to base. I created a pool for Brett because the volume was so crazy on it that I was like, why am I not just going to throw something in here? And I put like $200 in.
Nice.
I've made an extra 3 Brett. You know, it's nothing crazy, but it was more just a show in the video. But what I like about Uniswap too is you can actually go in and just add to an existing pool on here and take a look at like what high volumes there are, what one-day APRs there are. Like Brett still has a 260% APR daily, which is crazy. Like that's a huge number if you're hitting in that range because of how like look, it's doing $11 million of volume a day, 447,000 transactions, and 1.3 million in TVL. So total value locked at 1.3 million with 11 times the TVL in volume means that you as a liquidity provider are going to win because you're the ones that are giving this 11 million in volume the ability to not send this price to 0 if all of that dumped.
Got it. And so last thing before we wrap, easy, when you look at Blast or like LPing on Blast versus LPing on base, for example, or on any like Solana meme coins or whatever it is, right? Have you found that you're getting more fees than normal on Blast? Is it just standard? The reason why I ask is it feels like there's such little wallets on Blast in general compared to some of these other like L2s, that I'm curious if, because if you're LPing and in this ecosystem, maybe you're there's less people LPing in general, if you're getting any larger share of anything like that, or if it's just standard.
So, I mean, it's pretty standard because it all depends on like volume and how much liquidity you're providing to earn those fees. And that's where I'm like, when I look at something like this, the benefit of like Thruster, where you can go to the analytics pool, is you can look at like fees and try to find the ones that have higher fees. Like, dude, they're making 5K a day on this WETH pack pair. And like, to me, that's great. That's like a very healthy fee base that I'm earning a percentage of. And right now it's like, you want to find volume, and this volume is actually less than TVL. So like, that's why the APR is not outlandish like Brett's. It's actually like 38% on the year, is nothing crazy, but it's like I'm earning 2.5% a day. I'm not mad about that for two assets I'm bullish on. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're crazy for this. Like, you're putting a huge risk there. It's like, I'm overall bullish on Pacmoon, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's where my head's at. Is like, I would rather take a swing on something I'm bullish on both sides of and earn fees on top of it than sit here and just stare at the bag that's just volatile to one single thing, you know?
Right. That's fantastic. Signal, any closing questions before we wrap?
No, I just think it's actually super smart what Easy's doing here, because essentially he's just passively earning pack overnight, or and WETH, like depending on what the position.
Even think about that. If I make 1,000 pack and it goes to 50 cents, I just made $500.
Yeah, which
like,
is absolutely
and I didn't
crazy.
do anything, and in worst case, it DCA's out my pack position on the way up that I'm already in profit for into WETH. So it's not like I'm taking a loss on that where I'm already bullish on pack, and it's not my whole position. It's like I'm taking a small portion of my position to continue to grow it. And I could probably adjust that accordingly. Yes, there's risk with impermanent loss, but luckily, like, I've talked to the Pacmoon team. I'm bullish on that entire group. I'm bullish on the token. There's no reason for me to not try to earn fees on top of this and try to just make a little bit more cash in hand by just doing what banks do in traditional finance. That's literally what traditional finance does, is every dollar you deposit, they take that money and grow on top of it. Now with DeFi, you can take your own money and grow on top of it. You're essentially being the bank here for anybody trading Pacmoon. And I don't see why that's a bearish decision, in my opinion, when I'm bullish on the token.
Right.
And also as well, Easy, so if that's your passive strategy, you've also got your active strategy of just writing the content. So you got writing the content for Pacmoon, which earns you pack every time somebody likes it, which you can think of as your active strategy. And then your passive strategy is you just sitting there overnight, making sure your positions don't close out and earning pack. So and it's true, because Pacmoon is a ticker that just kind of just crab walks for a long time until there's an event, and we know what the events are. We know that when there's something that's going to be coming up, we know that there's going to be a season. So it's actually a really good ticker to LP for, because there's less volatility compared to something like Mother or Brett that just can full send at any time, or up or down, and then just knock you out.
And I think the same thing can be done too from like a bonk on Solana, which has like a 16 to 18% APY. So like, you can get a 10,000% APY chasing the meme coins, but the risk is so much greater, because you run into a situation where like this could end poorly if that token goes to zero, versus these like quote established culture coins at this point. Like, honestly, even like a MOG or like a Pepe at this point could be beneficial. Like, that's where I look at stuff like that, where I'm like, I would rather continue to find opportunities on culture coins that have been around for an extended period of time, and you can get a little bit more on just fees of it trading in a range.
That makes sense. But all right, before we end, real quick, I want to make a quick progress report, Easy, on my TA journey. Check this out. Bada bing, bada boom. We're seeing a little bit of a break,
dude.
here.
Another one. The boy is cooking.
Look at this. The Rhombus. Don't fade the Rhombus. This is a classic. Dare I say a classic breakout that we're seeing right here. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at this. It's tight. It's breaking out of the Fibonacci. This is what are we seeing here? Easy. Higher for longer.
Higher for longer, baby. Higher for longer. Send it.
Let's go. I love it. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. That's our show. Don't forget to tune in to the Nifty Island stream that we are doing today from at 12 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be going through, breaking out and debuting the Bodogos Island, and we're also doing a super fun Blitz quest for 2 hours. So if you want to participate, all you have to do is you play games with us. You get to hang out, have some fun, and earn points, and those points get you participation in raffles where we're going to be giving away NFTs, airdrop points, legendary pistols, and a bunch of fun stuff. So make sure to tune in, guys. The information is pinned up top, and we'll be tweeting a little bit more about it today. So thank you all for tuning in. If you're listening on YouTube, hit us with a like, a subscribe. If you're listening on Twitter, hit us with a follow at Bodogos ENT, and follow our all of our panelists on Twitter, as well as our quant, who's also on stage with us today at RCIV NFT. Thank you all. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to take us home.